back to story time. Today we shall hear the story about a great, noble, righteous king, King Shibirana. Now this king ruled justly and wisely in the great land of Bharatvarsh. He was so popular and had gained so many powers because of all the meritorious deeds that he did that the devas in heaven began to wonder whether he would soon attain a place higher than them. And so once Indra, the king of devas, and Agni, the god of fire, decided to test this king Shibi. They thought that maybe there would be some weakness in the king which they would be able to pick out, and then this would show that he was not a true master. In case he lost his self-control, then he would no longer be invincible. So one day when King Shibi was sitting on his throne in his beautiful pillared hall, surrounded by all his courtiers, with fountains and huge gardens right in the front, suddenly up in the sky they saw a strange sight. A dove came flying at a great fast pace, and just behind the dove, chasing it, there was a huge eagle. The dove fluttered its wings and came near the king in great panic, and trembling started speaking. It was those times when people understood the language of birds and animals. And so, in utter amazement, the ministers and the king watched what the dove had to say. "Save me, O king, please, I take refuge at your feet. The eagle will soon come and make me its food. Please offer me protection." Now the king was a great follower of Dharma, and he knew that the duty of a king was to protect the weak. And so he reassured the dove. "Do not worry, little one, you are safe. Come," he said, and he took the dove near his body. Meanwhile, the eagle soon landed in front of him and began, "O king, give it up, it is my prey." When the king refused, the eagle asked him why. When the king told him that he was offering protection to the one who had taken refuge at his feet, the eagle laughed and said, "Is this your dharma? What about me then? What about my rights? Because since time immemorial, the dove has been my food, my prey. And if you don't release it, I shall die of hunger. And back at home, my wife and fledglings will also perish. Would you then save one and kill so many?" Now, the king was in a dilemma. And as he wondered, his face lit up. And he said, "I shall offer you whatever food that you desire instead of this dove. Maybe a deer, an ox, a buffalo, a boar. You name it and you shall have it." But the eagle said, "No, I do not wish for any of this. As you know, I am a bird of prey and I shall only eat what I have caught. However, if you are ready to give your flesh, I shall accept it." And so, as all the ministers watched shocked, King Shibi just smiled, and with a face radiant with joy, he said, "Oh, thank you, O eagle, for you have offered me a solution. I shall be more than happy to give my flesh equal in weight as the dove." And he ordered a pair of scales to be brought into the court. And as the shocked courtiers watched, the eagle gave another condition. He said that only the flesh from the right half of the king's body could be used. And then the king started cutting off flesh by flesh. On one side, the dove was placed. On the other side, the king kept putting chunks of flesh on the balance. But To everybody's amazement, the dove kept getting heavier and heavier. And even though the king had bled bare to the bone and so many chunks of flesh had accumulated on the other side of the balance, it was still not equal. Just then, a tear started rolling down from the left cheek of the king. Immediately the eagle thundered, I do not wish for a sacrifice that is given unwillingly. Your tears show that you are sad at giving me this gift. I won't accept it. The king gently said, No, dear eagle. The left side weeps because it is not able to help you, and so it wishes to be a part of this sacrifice. Now the king almost got up and was about to sit on the scales himself when suddenly there was a transformation. In place of the dove and the eagle stood Indra and Agni. And then they saluted the king and said, Indeed, when such a virtuous king rules, even the gods in heaven ought to bow in front of him. They were so happy with the sacrifice and the righteousness of the king and said, You are indeed the protector of the unprotected, and may you live long, and when the time comes, you will gain an immortal place in the heavens high above. Saying this, they disappeared, and all the courtiers rejoiced for having such a wonderful king to rule over them. This then is the story of our great land Bharatvarsh, where so many noble people lived and walked. If you want to keep hearing more such stories, do tune in week after week. And don't forget to share this with all your friends. Until we meet again, Hari Om.